You are listening to the IoT For All Media Network.
Welcome, Alex. Thanks for taking some time to chat with me today. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Ryan. It's cool to meet you.
Yeah, you as well. Let's kick this off by having you give a quick introduction about yourself, just so our audience has a little context here.
Okie doke. So, my name is Alex Glow. I am the hardware nerd and video host at Hackster.io, an incredibly awesome online community of open source hardware developers. We've got over 2 million users now, people just like sharing open source hardware tutorials. And what I do is interview people who are doing awesome stuff in the hardware space, founders, creators, all kinds of cool stuff. And I create projects like my companion bots. You see Fenrir over there and Archimedes, the AI robot owl. They sit on my shoulder. And some weird PCBs and stuff, and teach people how to use new hardware that's coming out.
Very cool.
It's really
Awesome. Great. Yeah. I was mentioning before we started recording that we've known about Hackster for a while. I think you all kind of started a few years before IoT For All did, and it's been a very cool community to watch grow. So it's very impressive to see what you all have built, and I'm excited to have the opportunity to speak to you because I know our focus today is to talk about the Impact Summit you have coming up next week, and I wanted to dive in and just kind of just tell us a little bit more about what the Impact Summit is.
Yeah, so if you want to pull up the slide, or rather the website I was sharing here, so you just go to events.hackster.io and click on the Impact Summit. This is a 2-day virtual event, completely free, that's going to involve lots of amazing guests, which we can go into in a minute. But we've got keynote speakers, panel discussions, workshops, demos, community spotlights, and also a couple of special sessions. We have a special session of Hackster Cafe, which is the weekly interview show that I run at 10 a.m. Pacific on Tuesdays. And we got a special edition of that. And we've also got a special edition of Hangout and Nerd Out, which is a new collaborative session that we're doing with Make, where we have 3 guest nerds and 3 hosts, including David Groom from there and Ginger Zhang from my team, and we get them to nerd out about their favorite subjects. So the whole
Awesome.
the subject of the whole thing is as described here, dedicated to inspiring developers, connecting organizations, and accelerating technological innovation. This year's topic targets initiatives that measure, monitor, and protect our Earth's air and water supply. So we're really just trying to sort of monitor, understand, and protect our natural resources and the animals that we share those with. And but through very concrete examples. So, we've got our brief agenda here, but you can see that we're really focusing on people who have deployed things in the real world and have experience that they can use to inspire and teach people who want to get involved on their own.
That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. It's a fantastic overview. So I know you hit on the kind of some of the main theme there, but what other themes are you all going to be focusing on at the event?
Yeah, it's largely air and water related. Although there's going to be some other stuff around general environmental conservation technology. So there's some about sand. Actually, let me show you. Of course, as I mentioned, we're largely a community of open source hardware tutorial publishers, and you can learn from them and stuff. And so, for example, there's this one from a young person, Raunak Singh, who's going to be joining us, monitoring illegal sand mining. We have another young guest, Sashrika Das, who's going to be talking about early detection of algae bloom. So these are some of the specific topics we're going to be diving into. Not all totally air and water related to water, but
sure.
We've got some other stuff from Project 15, for example, who did a lot with elephant and rhino conservation technology. We did a smart parts collaboration with them called Elephant Edge. Yeah,
That's
all
awesome.
kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, it's very cool. So who's going to be there? But I know you've kind of highlighted some areas with some keynotes and some of these speakers. But just like generally, what other kind of people will be attending the event as speakers, participants, that kind of thing?
Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of like running ahead of you here, but yeah. So Sarah Maston is a super cool person. We've got some young people from our community, as I mentioned, and we're really trying to target people who may be hardware developers already, maybe software developers looking to get into hardware, maybe even complete beginners in both ways, but all the way up to people who are career engineers who are interested in learning about the options that they have for using their skills to feed the passion that a lot of us share to make a difference and help improve our conditions on this earth. And
Right.
so anyone who has an interest in maybe using technological skills to help make things better is part of our target audience. And then we have a bunch of other cool guests. A lot of these people, we have so many cool sponsors, and not everyone is a sponsor, but for example, we've got a bunch of content from Nordic Semiconductor, who have been
Hmm.
a wonderful partner for this, helping us out with a lot of promotion, and also they're giving like a workshop and a panel.
That's great.
We've also got a lot of assistance from people at Microsoft. So I mentioned Sarah Masson. Project
Hmm.
15 is a Microsoft endeavor, but they're also we're going to be hosting the whole thing from the Microsoft Reactor in San Francisco, which is like a global network of developer event spaces. So those are, some
Nice.
of our companies. But then we've also got people like Chris Adams, who's the one of the founders of climateaction.tech, which is a really
Okay.
cool community around this kind of stuff. Um, Fran Baker from ARM, Ramon Roche from the Drone Code Foundation, Kat Scott from Open Robotics, talking about ROS, the robot operating system, Bill Wan from Coral, all kinds of cool people here.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can tell it seems like an awesome event. But so if I'm watching this video and I really don't know much about hardware, how does this? Why is this still something I should maybe check out or look into?
Oh, well, honestly, I think that a lot of us need some hope and inspiration um for the future, because even if you're not interested in hardware, which I feel like both your community and our community, like most of the people who are going to be watching this are interested in hardware,
Sure.
but just on
Right.
a human level,
Yep.
I think it's really inspiring and gives me a lot of hope to see that people are working on these things already. People are
Mm.
tackling these problems, and that also that there's ways for individuals to get involved. Even
Right.
if I'm not amazing at LoRaWAN or any specific technology, even if I'm no matter what my competencies are, there's a place for me to join in, and there's
Hmm.
work that I can join in on. There's tutorials and documentation from these platforms that will show me how to use my skills and my passions to help make a better world for all of us. And I think that
Yep.
even if you don't have a hardware background, that it can be really just make you feel better.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
see
I think
see what
I
people
think
are
even
doing and
absolutely. I mean,
mm,
the two individuals you brought up earlier, just kind of showing what they're doing. Those are things that a lot of people just wouldn't even think about
oh
or
yeah,
showcase as possible. So I think the innovative nature, if you like innovation, if you like technology,
yeah,
this makes it way more relatable because you're seeing just everyday people use readily available technology and components to solve real world problems. And even though the problem might not be as relatable to you directly, it's still impressive to see the innovation and, like you're saying, the kind of just these advances really provide hope to those who may think that maybe we've hit like a stagnant point with innovation
mm,
and growth. But there's a lot of people out there who are actively trying to solve a lot of these problems, and it'd be
yeah.
really cool to showcase them.
That's a great way of putting it, and there's a couple other aspects that, come up for me, which are, sometimes people get kind of paralyzed because they think it's such a huge problem and they can't think of, like, where exactly to get involved, and it just gives you, like, a starting point. You just can seize onto one of these things. Also, it helps you talk knowledgeably about what's going on in our world today, and finally, even if someone is not technical per se, but is interested in the business side, for example, there's an amazing article I just found. I was at the Edge Impulse Imagine event last week, and I found some amazing stats from Tom Quigley, who shared this World Economic Forum document with me that has some really concrete figures on how this environmental stuff affects even business people, and very much affects business people. It affects
Right.
politics, countries' GDPs. Businesses rely on this, and so it's really everyone's opportunity to jump in here with uh, um, what's going to help out all of us.
Fantastic. And I guess one of the last questions I have before I let you go here is what
Mm.
types of content will the kind of these sessions be focused around? Are they interview style? Are they roundtable discussions? Are they kind of just like speeches, or is it a mix? Or is there what can we expect there?
Yeah, we're really lucky to have a mix of people who want to present in different ways. So we have a bunch of spotlights from the community. Those are like 10-minute spotlights. As I mentioned, we've got keynote speakers. Sarah Maston, I've brought up a few times here. She's our first keynote, and she's also running a panel, so a round table style discussion like you were talking about.
Right.
Panels, workshops, and demos. So there's going to be some giveaways, hardware giveaways, and people will be able to take workshops learning how to use technology for the aims that we're describing here, and
Fantastic.
also spotlighting individuals from our community. And then of course the cafe session that I mentioned, and the
Mhm.
hangout and nerd out, which generally involves not only little short presentations but also a segment where everyone can join with their camera on
Yep.
and become part of a
Awesome.
holistic global discussion
Love that.
about in this case sustainability.
Love that. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. I know our audience will probably get a lot of value of spending some time jumping into some of those sessions. And for I know you kind of mentioned this at the beginning and you have it up on the screen, but is this the best place to go to find out and register? Is go to the website
Absolutely.
events.hackster.io
.io.
and just register and then they're all good to go.
Yeah, we'd love to
Perfect.
see you.
Awesome. Well, Alex, thank you so much for taking the time. We're going to get this kind of created and thrown out to our audience really quickly. I know we've been pushing some other things out for them just to make sure they're in the know because we think this event is fantastic and we look forward to attending and see how it goes.
Sweet. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. Thanks, Alex. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching the IoT for All Media Network. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell notification so you get our latest videos as soon as they become available. But other than that, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.